You need to take control of your warehouse challenges, dealing with surges, ever-increasing performance requirements, labor consistency, and peak employment challenges, not to mention the impact of labor turnover in this unique COVID labor environment. Just as Linde puts controllability in the hands of your operator, we want to help you, at least with improving your control of operator onboarding and their confidence on the job. Hello, good morning or good afternoon. I'm Mick McCormick. I'm Linde's Director of Warehouse Equipment and Advanced Applications. And today I want to go over options for you to consider as you work through your strategic workforce planning process, both in the short term, and by short term I mean how equipment can be designed to facilitate your onboarding process, and retention, how you keep those employees with you once you've got them trained up. And then in the longer term on what technology can do to reduce the impact on your operations from labor churn. And your challenges, they're not small. If you take a look at this chart right here, the recent spike in labor turnover, labor churn is quite extraordinary. According to the BLS, more than 58% of the labor force in trade, transportations, and utilities turned over in 2020. This 58% plus turnover is in comparison to the previous year, 2019, where it was only at 46%. And no, this wasn't COVID reducing employment. The distribution sector was quite strong throughout 2020. They actually had the opportunity to grow and take care of the needs of people as they were working remotely or from home. The 58% turnover that the distribution businesses were impacted with, they were able to hire back almost 57% of that employment level. The challenge here is this level of turnover restricts your ability to improve labor productivity. Again, if you look right here, from 1999 until 2019, according to the BLS, labor productivity in just the warehousing sector only increased a meager 0.29% compound average. That's minimal improvement over a 20-year period in labor productivity. Yet, over that same period of time, your need for labor has increased. It's increased at a compound rate of 4.43%. Your needs have never been greater, and your productivity gains are being restricted. They're being restricted by an ever-churning labor force. And while 2020 was uniquely high at 58% turnover, the prior 10 years have averaged 44% turnover. This is a significant issue and challenge for you, and we're here to try and help you in any way possible. You need to improve labor productivity, and key to that is both onboarding for peak needs and retention. And Linde is focused. We've focused in closely on giving your operators complete control at their fingertips. Don't chain your operators to ergonomic designs from decades ago. Embrace the designs that are available with today's science and technology, and begin that journey forward towards a technology that can dramatically reduce your dependence on that scarce, unreliable labor market. We spent time, we investigated, we looked at how to come up with the best possible human-machine interface to maximize the ergonomics instead of copying what operators are used to or staying with a suboptimal design from ages ago. And we took this to an extreme. We want to take a few minutes here and focus in on just two critical elements, that of controllability of the equipment and visibility. These two items have the biggest impact on an operator's learning curve, on their confidence, and resulting in what their performance is working on your team. When you look at this equipment, the top-end speeds of equipment today only impact you at the very margins, as you rarely ever hit those top ends. So we started with and we stayed with that machine-human interface to maximize an operator's ability to produce for you. And here, let's take a moment and have you look at a video that kind of shows how our handle does this. So as you can see, our handle, it's naturally designed for what your operator needs, and it avoids the unnatural movements. You don't have to lift up or lift in some strange direction in order to operate the truck. It's configured so it sits right there at the most comfortable position possible for moving forks first, or moving tractor first, or lifting, or lowering. And this whole section adjusts to meet the different sizes of your operators. Again, it's been set up so that your operators are at their most comfortable possible position. And we've done more than just that. We've looked at how we integrate the machine-man interface as cleanly as possible. And the second thing we've done, and this, it seems so simple, but when you look at the system capabilities that existed 10 or 15 years ago, they required lots of trade-offs. Trade-offs that negatively impact your operator's ability to perform, that negatively impact how quickly you can onboard them. And this is something that's just so simple. Everybody should be doing this. Linde replaced the metal overhead guard using the technology and science material of today with a glass overhead guard so that your operators have complete visibility above them and in front of them and all around them. And how often are your operators looking up? Ideally, they're looking up a lot, all the time. They're looking up for the loads they're putting away and the loads they're pulling back. How much more comfortable and quickly will your operators become productive with complete visibility? At Linde, we've really focused on our reach truck portfolio, looking at what your immediate needs are and what your future needs are. When you look at the addition of Connect telemetry onto our equipment, we can empower you with the operator data to know where to focus. Be it on individual operator coaching, where they're having issues with impacts, or their performance isn't quite where it needs to be, you have the data to talk to them and help them improve. Or it could be collecting the data to understand what use cases can be automated, either to supplement your labor, thereby improving productivity, or to space your labor out to deal with this COVID work environment that we all have right now, or even possibly to replace the need for some of your labor. Yes, our portfolio includes hybrid reach trucks that can be driven manually, or flicking a switch that can be set up to run automatically. I want to thank you, and remember to factor in your current equipment requirement needs, and consider your future automated hybrid lift truck needs. And do this in your strategic workforce planning process so that you can take control over your labor challenges. Thank you once again.